Minecraft Infdev 2010-0327 is the oldest version of the game that can be updated to the modern version without using external tools. Now, being a developmental version of Minecraft, it had some unintended features, and one category of these features was how the game dealt with a block's data value, or its DV. The data value of a block could range from 0 to 15, and certain blocks would only use certain DVs. For example, saplings used 1 through 15, hydrated farmland used 7 exclusively, and wheat used 0 through 7. But in this version of the game, a block's DV would remain even if the block itself had been destroyed, and this could overwrite the DV of any block that took its place. And the process of manipulating a block's data value to transform it into something else is called transmutation, and something I want to showcase today. So I'm here in my transmutation lab, so to speak. You'll notice we have the directions on the walls for north, east, south, and west. And if you're playing this version of the game, to figure out which way is north, just figure out which way that the sun rises, because that is north, and it sets in the south. This was not fixed until a later version. And to demonstrate this transmutation process, look at these torches. So a torch facing to the east has a data value of 1, and then respectively we have 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? And these values are preserved even if the torches are mined. So this air block still has a DV of 5. So if we were to convert this to farmland and put down seeds, you will notice that each successive seed that was planted is stuck at a different growth stage. This is also true for furnaces. So furnaces use the data values of 2 through 5, and so depending on how a lit furnace or a furnace is placed and which direction it's facing, that changes its data value. So for example, for a data value of 2, you want a furnace that has its, face facing north. And just like before, if we convert these, we can see the different growth stages have been carried over from the furnace's data value. But easily the most interesting use of this phenomenon in this version of the game is obtaining wheat with invalid data values. So if you were to take a full-grown wheat, which is at a data value of 7, and replace it with a sapling, the sapling is able to increment through the data values of 1 to 15, which means if this sapling progresses at all, it will update this block to a data value higher than wheat can naturally obtain. This means that once the sapling has had enough time to progress, if broken, the data value it had will be preserved, and planting the wheat will result in the wheat obtaining an invalid data value. To better explain what is going on here, if you have the Betacraft launcher, go to the versions folder, right-click on the Infdev 2010-0327 version, use 7-zip to open it up. Then you can access the terrain.png file. This is where all the textures for the game are stored. And you'll notice here the 8 stages 0 through 7 for wheat. If wheat's data value is set anywhere between 8 and 15 using the sapling trick, it will access these textures on the next row. If you're trying to get these for yourself, I recommend writing the numbers on here. It makes it significantly easier because otherwise they're all just the same featureless pink square. However, you will notice that 11 and 12 are already textured. So these were textures for a chair and a table, respectively, which were never added to the game in an official capacity. However, you can still access them in-game using the sapling trick. And if you want to obtain all the invalid wheat textures in your game, all you need to do is leave the sapling growing for a little bit longer. Now, it is really easy for the sapling to pass the data value you want because it grows kind of quickly, But if that happens, all you got to do is just make hydrated farmland again, and it will go back to 7. Additionally, I strongly recommend writing the numbers of the data values on the respective tiles. It just makes it so much easier to obtain all of them. Now, these here took me about 20 minutes to obtain on my first try, so it's not very difficult. Do note, however, you don't have to have it like in the ground like I do. I just wasn't really sure what I was doing. For more information on this invalid wheat phenomenon, I will have a video linked in the description, as well as links to the Minecraft Discontinued Features wiki, which is where I got all of the information I've discussed in this video. So, thanks very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all of them. Thank you.